Out of all the Yellowjackets characters, Saint Nat aside, I still don't know where I stand with Misty, but I do know this: I'm obsessed with her, specifically her adult version. Maybe it's the Christina Ricci of it all, but Misty in the present day timeline is hands down my favorite to watch. That said, I cannot stand her younger self, which honestly is a testament to how good Samantha Henratty is in the role. She nails that blend of desperate and unhinged so well that it makes me why, Misty? Why? But when I sat down to really think about Misty, to break her down, to figure out who she is, one image kept popping into my head: a cockroach. Now, stay with me. I don't mean this as an insult. I mean it in the most literal, analytical sense. Cockroaches are survivors, unshakable, hard to kill, they adapt, they stick around long after everyone else is gone. That's literally Misty. She's resilient, she's calculating, and somehow she just keeps going. She's the scavenger who collects power, secrets, and leverage like it's an instinct. She's also got that freakishly sharp sense of smell. Not literally, she can sniff out the BS before anyone else even realizes there's a problem. Misty didn't just survive the wilderness, she found herself in it. But before we dive deeper into Misty's character, and of course this is if you want to do it, and if you don't want to do it, don't. But if you enjoy this type of content, theories, breakdowns, deep dives, and just overthinking TV shows, I would greatly appreciate the support. If you could like, comment, subscribe, and share this video, it would mean a lot. You know the spiel, but it really does help the channel grow. With that being said, let's talk about the girl who truly never wanted to be saved, Misty frickin' Quigley.
Caligula, when people look at me, do they just see someone desperate for love? Just some murderer?
Before the crash, Misty Quigley was a nobody. She wasn't a player or a friend, just the team's equipment manager. No one really noticed her unless they were mocking her. She was also bullied. She got prank calls saying things like,
"He's telling everybody you two did anal in the janitor's closet."
And her response,
"Opinion is the wilderness between knowledge and ignorance."
And that is Misty, pretending the cruelty doesn't sting. She wasn't invited to parties, she had no friends, but she still cheered louder than anyone, desperate to belong. The day before the crash, while the other girls were at a party, Misty stood alone, watching a rat drown in a pool. She didn't save it, and she didn't look away. That one moment says everything we need to know. She doesn't intervene, she observes suffering without reacting. She doesn't flinch, she's unfazed by death, pain, and gore, and she's alone, and always has been. Now, according to Samantha,
Misty's parents are probably in the medical field, one or both. That's probably why she's probably alone quite a bit. And that's also why she knows so much about the human body, and probably why she has this kind of interest in a lot of the medical side of things.
So when the plane goes down, she finally gets what she's always wanted: to be useful, to be needed. After the crash, Misty finally becomes what she's always wanted: needed.
How do you know how to do all this?
I took the Red Cross babysitter training class twice.
She's the first to act, saving Coach Ben by hacking off his leg and cauterizing the wound.
I chopped it off.
What?
I saved your life.
No.
But you're not out of the woods yet.
No.
It's the moment she's been waiting for her entire life. Suddenly, she matters. The others even say,
But honestly, thank God. Sorry, we would be so completely fucked if she wasn't here.
and that sliver of validation is all it takes for her to destroy the plane's emergency transmitter. She destroys it because she'd rather live in the wilderness and be important than go back to a world where she's invisible. This becomes the root of everything Misty does: control, loyalty, usefulness.
Ben, I'm here as a friend to ask you to eat. Please.
Go away.
But I'm sorry. You've left me with no choice.
She poisons Ben when he starts pulling away from her emotionally because she is desperate to keep him reliant on her.
Why?
What? I have these feelings for you, and
Her logic is extremely simple. Being needed means being loved. At Doomcoming, Misty tries to drug Ben again, but the shrooms end up in the stew.
Someone seen the mushrooms?
Yeah, you were holding out on us. They're in the stew.
Yeah, I was saving them for a special occasion.
She watches everyone trip and descend into madness without saying a word. She never flinches, not at blood, not at gore, not at the chaos. There are even small telling moments in Season 1 that show just how much Misty thrives in the wilderness. She's smiling in the pilot after the ritual scene. And later in the season, when Jackie and Shauna are fighting, Misty is seen with a faint, satisfied smile. And of course, it's not a random expression, it's satisfaction. She likes it, like she's exactly where she's always wanted to be. And for once, she's not the outsider or the weirdo on the sidelines. She's part of it. In the wilderness, she's relevant. Her weirdness has value. And that smile, that's a girl who's finally found her natural habitat. Then comes Crystal, a friend, a fellow weirdo.
I could teach you. Oh my god, we could harmonize.
And for a brief moment, Misty has someone who sees her. They sing together, tell secrets, harmonize in the dark. But when Misty admits she broke the transmitter,
And I destroyed it.
Crystal is horrified. Misty tries to plead with her and offers to do her chores.
I'll fucking kill you.
But then, Crystal slips and falls off a cliff. Misty watches her die and tells no one. Now that's the pattern. She doesn't intervene, she doesn't flinch, and lies to preserve her place in the group. Later, she helps deliver Shauna's baby. She becomes the midwife, the nurse, the cultist, whatever role they need. As long as she's needed, Misty's good. But when Javi falls through the ice, she stops Natalie from saving him.
If you save him, the others will get you.
Now Misty here always chooses survival of the group and her place in it over individual lives. Now after Coach Ben emotionally and physically distanced himself from the group, I believe it's partly because he can't stomach the cannibalism or the cult-like devotion to the wilderness, he disappears. But Mari eventually reveals where he's hiding, and once he's brought back, Natalie tries to impose some structure by calling for a trial.
I'm gonna have to do this right. We're gonna have a trial.
Misty steps up as a defense attorney. Now, I do believe she did care about Ben, but I think the bigger thing that is at play here is that she's not trying to defend Ben per se, but to perform. For her, I believe it's theater.
After everything that I have done for you, after everything I did to keep you from killing yourself, how could you do this to me?
Another chance to prove her worth and another chance to play the hero. And it doesn't matter whether Ben is guilty or innocent. What matters is that the group sees Misty as useful and essential. When the votes go Shauna's way, she's clearly shaken. And when Natalie mercy kills Ben, taking that moment away from Misty, she breaks down.
Murderer!
I don't know, I just got here.
Arrest her!
Let's talk about this.
She killed him!
But not because it was wrong, but because she wasn't the one pulling the strings. That's Misty, addicted to control, obsessed with being needed, and terrified of irrelevance.
No, you can't leave. Thaisa and Natalie aren't even here yet.
Misty, they're an hour late.
While the others claw their way back to something resembling normalcy, Misty leans in. She becomes a nurse, but not out of altruism. She wants proximity to vulnerability. Power, control, caring for others lets her play the hero, but only on her terms. If you cross her, or even just inconvenience her, the switch flips. 1 minute she's chipper, and the next,
Don't fuck with me.
that duality is Misty's constant state. She's not hiding it, she doesn't see the need. Where Shauna represses, Misty externalizes.
So who's next on your suspect list?
I have a lot of theories, but do you want to go first?
She collects validation like a scavenger hunt. The Citizen Detective Forum.
We all know where this is going. It's always the husband. Unless, that is, it's the mystery lady friend.
No.
Her delusions of being the group's savior.
Natalie, Misty! What the fuck? What?
Even her relationship with a literal hostage.
It's just one of those days. Are you hungry? I'm hungry. I'm gonna make us something to eat.
Are all about one thing, staying useful. If she's essential, she can't be abandoned. If she's helpful, she can't be hated. So when Adam is killed and the group needs help of disposing his body, Misty is elated.
What did you need my help with?
Well, citizen detective, we need you to get rid of a body.
She turns a crime scene cleanup into a choreographed dance. She orders,
As long as you listen to me and do exactly what I say, okay?
and grins the whole time.
Ooh, I just got the craziest case of deja vu.
Because she's finally needed again. Now this is something I thought I would never say, but Misty, strangely enough, starts to look like the most grounded of the adult Yellowjackets. Where Shauna and Ty spiral, Shauna with her anger, Ty with her fractured self, Misty stays steady. Not because she's unaffected, no, but because she never pretended to be healed. She doesn't believe in the wilderness as some divine force.
And it is painless.
It's also what the Heaven's Gate people used.
She doesn't talk about it.
You did actually kill someone.
And it made sense. It was practical. I did it for the good of the group.
And what good has it done?
She talks about logistics, strategy, and results. She's horrifying, yes, but disturbingly practical.
We're here to rescue you. I mean, you were kidnapped, right? No. Yes, technically I was, but it's no big deal, okay? Lottie sent some people for me.
Enter Walter. Sweet, bizarre Walter. He's the first person since Crystal to see Misty's madness and meet it with curiosity rather than fear.
Why would you do all of that just to meet me?
Maybe I'm just a bored Moriarty looking for his Sherlock.
He calls her brilliant, fearless, and fun, but Misty can't trust that kind of acceptance. Not after Crystal.
All I'm trying to say is I like you, regardless of your extracurricular activities.
You need to go.
What? Wait, what?
She pushes Walter away the moment he gets too close. He isn't just her sidekick, he's a mirror, someone who plays the same game and dares her to believe she deserves something more than usefulness.
These friends of yours, I can't help but observe that they only come around when they need something from you.
But Misty's first instinct is always sabotage. Even then, Walter doesn't run. And for the first time, Misty has someone who might actually choose her, not out of desperation or fear, but out of love, which I could assume terrifies her. She's never had a boyfriend, never even really had a friend. She tells herself she's not lonely, but everything about her screams otherwise. But then something shifts, as it usually does. When Lottie starts unraveling and the Yellowjackets fall back into their rituals, Misty plays along until she can't. When Natalie dies because of Misty's own hand in a split-second mistake, she crumbles, not in front of the group, not publicly, but in Walter's arms.
Walter, I killed my best friend.
And for once, Misty isn't cleaning up the mess. She is the mess. And maybe that's what makes her next moment so powerful. When Shauna being Shauna involves everyone again in her mess, Misty says no.
No. No. If this is Shauna's mess, you can find some other maid to clean it up.
It's the first time we see Misty set boundaries with the Yellowjackets.
You should go now, Shauna. As dim a view as I have of the Passaic PD, I am not above calling them for a restraining order.
She doesn't offer help, she doesn't fix it, she walks away. Because deep down, Misty knows the truth. She doesn't want to be a tool. She wants to be chosen, loved, and until she believes she deserves that, she'll keep masking up her damage as devotion.
You are just as fucked up as I am.
Maybe you're right. Maybe that's why I didn't believe Walter when
And that is why I think Misty is the cockroach of the Yellowjackets. Resilient, calculating, and impossible to kill. She is 100% terrifying, but she's also maybe the sanest one left. And honestly, I do believe she'll be the last girl standing. Now, what do you think? Is she a villain, a victim, or something way more complicated? Let me know in the comments down below. Now next time, we're talking about Jeff. You asked, I listened. So if you want to get into that golden retriever energy, please be sure to subscribe. I want to thank everyone who took the time of day to watch or listen to this video. And now remember, the important thing is to always keep questioning, even me. Till next time.